What's up, all Berserker Bowl fans? It is time for another review, another Movember review. Probably the last one of the year, I would think, being the November 30th. So say goodbye to the old mustache on Griever's face because this is Kengan Omega, chapter 186, entitled Who Came Out on Top? Chapter Review. And, well, spoilers, I guess. Rahito fucking won. I will take that L with grace. I will take that L because I have been saying that he is the dark horse of this tournament since it began. Since it started, Rahito's been the dark horse. And I'm good with the dark horse taking the whole thing. So now, I don't care what happens in Koga versus Ryuki. Might be good chapters, might be a good fight. Don't care. Rahito wins. Rahito is going to win. I don't care about the damage he took, here against Cao Pang. I do not care. He's going to win. And the reason he's going to win, the only conceivable reason that anybody would assume that he would lose is plot armor. Okay? That is realistically, because Ryuki was half dead against Adam. Adam basically destroyed Ryuki, and then Ryuki went into some fucking stupid mode, whatever it was. But he got the shit kicked out of him. He lost consciousness like 6 times in one fight. Now he's going to go fight Koga. And then let's assume he beats Koga and has no scratches. Bullshit. Then he fights Rahito, who took no damage in his first round. And yes, took damage against Cao Pang, but nowhere near the damage Adam did to him. And then you have Koga, same deal. Took some damage against Leonardo. Ryuki's going to damage both of them are going to damage each other. So I don't care who ends up in the next round. It does not matter. Rahito's probably going to be in the better shape of the two combatants. And the beginning of this chapter showcases us why. Why exactly will Rahito win? Well, they explain it. He had Razor's Edge, a physical body, and natural talent as a fighter. But he was not really a martial artist when we first met him all the way back in the first series. Right? But 4 years, they start this chapter off strong. 4 years, we show him slowly training to master not his Razor's Edge and improve his body, but to actually learn and master martial arts. He had fundamentals as a fighter, but you could argue he was more of a fighter or a brawler, not a martial artist 4 years ago. And now we've had 4 years under the tutelage and guidance of Kuroki Gensai, which, may I remind you, is still top dog as far as we know. I'm just saying. And this man spent 4 years learning that. So, and then the end part of the chapter also really spoke to me in a result because it's also speaking to the community. Because the end of the chapter, when he finally defeats Cao Pang, and we will talk about the chapter itself, but I want to talk about just for a moment why Rahito is going to win regardless of whether it's Koga or Ryuki. It's because he even says at the end, it's a message in character, but it's also a message outwards to the readers, is that Rahito, I can't stay a loser forever. Because that is basically what he has been. He has been nothing but a stepping stone of a character for now 2 series. And even with the controversial Falcon fight, which I call bullshit, Rahito won, that was cheating. But the fact of the matter is that Rahito is truly, now he has ultimately become the dark horse. And he's reached a level, this Shura-ri, or whatever it's called, Gensai is the one to say it, and I'm going to take him at his word. If that's the case, Rahito is definitely, I would argue, stronger than Koga or Ryuki, even in a 100% they're both at fair health. The only conceivable reason I could think someone would say that Rahito would lose to Koga or Ryuki is plot armor. But the problem with plot armor when it comes to Kengan is look no further than the fact that neither the main villains nor the main characters won the entire tournament of the first manga. It was a third-party nobody who won the entire thing, who defeated the main villain of the Fang, And then the personal villain of Setsuna as well. This guy came in and defeated the two arguable main antagonists. Then Oma, well, this is once again, and Oma might have had convenient MC power-ups, but lost. And he didn't even lose against the main villain. And he didn't come back later to get his revenge. He straight up lost to a neutral party who ended up winning the entire tournament. So, MC power-up, sure. MC learning techniques, sure. Koga's Fist Eye, Oma learning cure techniques easily. All this shit, sure. But plot armor? I'm sorry, I'm not seeing that much of it. I'm really not. I don't see a whole lot of plot armor surrounding our main characters in the Kengan series. And thus, that's great because it means if you have a reason that Rahito 100% isn't going to win the Berserker Bowl, other than plot armor, I'd like to hear it. Comment down below. Why does Rahito have to lose the Berserker Bowl? Why does Koga or Ryuki have to take it? When you defeat your plot armor argument, because this entire series does plot convenience, MC plot convenience, and plot power-ups, but not plot armor. Not really, if you really break it down. So I'm just saying that Rahito is officially the dark horse now. This chapter showcases it at both a strong beginning and a particularly badass ending finish line of I can't stay a loser forever, meaning I'm going to the top. I'm going to prove that Rahito's not just going to win one match or two matches. He's going to win a tournament because it's finally his time to shine. It truly is. Koga and Ryuki can shine later. They're still dealing with their fucking high school drama bullshit about, oh, Ryuki don't kill, but I'm so emo. Oh, but Ryuki don't kill, but I'm so emo. They're doing their Naruto Sasuke bullshit. Alright? Rahito, and by the way, looks really good with the stubble at the beginning. God damn, he looks really good. I wish he kept that because he's looking kind of like a boss. Rahito has been a character for far longer and deserves this because all he's done is, as the community knows, he's been clowned on. He's been trolled on. He's the loser. He acknowledges it in the series here at the end and says, not anymore though. And especially tutelage under Kuroki Gensai? Fuck yeah. Let's go. Let's go. This man is about to break the barrier. He's going to break the side character barrier that every mangaka seems to make a mistake. Even guys like Oda. Forget for a moment whether you think Zoro over Sanji or Sanji over Zoro. The fact of the matter is, neither one of them are ever going to fight against the main bad guy and straight up win. It's always going to be Luffy. Luffy fought Dofi, not Zoro. Luffy fought, even when we do the Wano stuff, who actually won at the end of the day? Who beat Kaido? Even if Zoro helps, it's an assist. No one's going to say it was 50-50. You know? And that's probably the best you're ever going to get out of Oda. Is going to be a 50-50 win. You're never going to see Zoro go up and beat the main antagonist of an arc, straight up. You're never going to see Sanji do it. You're never going to see Jinbei do it and stuff. And that is unfortunate. Unfortunate because it, well, for power scaling reasons, of course, but that's toxic as hell. But also from a predictability. And predictability can really make mangas seem duller. But here, just like the first series, we have an opportunity now to subvert that expectation and go forward with Rahito actually just winning the Berserker Bowl, which nobody expected. I said Sao Pang or Cosmo, though I did say Rahito as a dark horse. But I've come to expect from Kengan that the main characters don't win their tournaments. Other than the KVP bullshit, which had a lot of bullshit regarding it anyways, Kengan has been consistent in that regard. So, this chapter goes on to show that Rahito has finally, his moves seem to not be as fluid. They seem to be bulkier, more movement, choppier, I think is the word they use. But these hits, these slams with his fists against Sao Pang, they just look so damn dangerous. They're just, boom, uppercut to the jaw. He's crushing his fucking jaw, putting his bottom teeth into his upper lip, and he's slamming his head. It looks like it cleaned his clock and all this stuff. And all that, they even have this whole, like, it's like a Jenga or a puzzle or something like that, and they're showing, like, all the pieces finally falling into place. And Gensai even acknowledges, you have arrived at transcendence. And that's absolutely fantastic. It's like his movements are rougher and they're choppier, but he seems to be able to connect and do everything because now the body and the mind are finally working in sync. They're working in tandem with each other. They're not fighting for who has the dominance. Do I trust my body to move first or my mind? Well, like, which one? Do you do voluntary action, involuntary action? And what about the time lag between them? No. He's got full confidence in how he fights. He's being able to incorporate his techniques. It's what mastering martial arts is all about. It's just an automatic reaction. It's block here and do this without even thinking about how to do it. And then the fake out. Even Oma acknowledges, it's like, yeah, because Yamagohan is noticing that, hey, this is fighting exactly like he used to fight against you. He's bringing big brash movements and stuff like that. And Oma says, yeah, he's not as mechanical as he was just previously, and he's moving a lot more naturally. But just because he went back to his old form doesn't mean he's not on a whole other level from back then, you know? And it's like, this is absolutely fantastic. So we're seeing it, the crowd's going wild, and then he tries for a razor's edge, of course, but it's a fake out. He fakes out a razor's edge, Cao Pang assumes it, and bam, does he get his freaking boom! Just straight in the jaw. Damn, that looked like it hurt like a fucking bitch. He gets him in a hold after wailing on Cao Pang and stuff. He gets him in this hold. He tries to use the hammer of Burma, though it seems that Rahito's arm, and this is going to be the reason that people are going to say, okay, Rahito actually has a broken arm. It's probably broken. It looks like it completely shattered on his elbow side, so it clearly might not be usable to next fight because they said, he goes, he won't be using that arm anytime soon. Depends on when the next match is versus like time to heal, but I doubt this is going to be how they're going to explain why the match is going to be difficult, because I'm going to argue that a full strength 100% Rahito right now, after recent Transcendence, would kick the shit out of Koga or Ryuki mid-diff. Mid-diff at best. From what we're seeing from Rahito right now, he's treating Cao Pang like Cao Pang isn't a top-tier fighter, which he is. How many people bet on Cosmo or Cao Pang to take this whole tournament? Most people. Because that's the smart thing to do. And we've seen Cao Pang's evolution. He hasn't stunted his growth. But Rahito has reached a different tier. He's at the bottom of that tier. But he's now in his own class. I'm in a class of my own sort of idea, right? So he gets him. He's using both martial arts techniques along with his own original fighting style. He's incorporated everything, but he's flowing naturally. And then he lifts him off the ground and then finally chokes him out. And Cao Pang recognizes that it's over. He's done. He loses consciousness. And boom, as I said, the end of the round is, I can't stay a loser for fucking ever. This chapter is the best chapter of the fight. I love the brutality of this chapter. It was the slugfest you expect from these two, because they're just both big brawler type characters. Some people are probably unhappy with the shortness of it, but I think it makes sense. I think it makes sense because if the chapters went on any longer, they took any more hits, realistically, they're going to try to argue that, I'm sure they're going to bring up the injury to his arm from the hammer of Burma in the finals, and any more hits, you know, would really detriment the time between, because I'm sure Koga and Ryuki are going to damage each other, but Rahito is looking pretty beat up. Pretty beat up. I would argue he's about as beat up as Cao Pang was at the end of the Cosmo fight. So now Rahito, who went in there at full strength, definitely has his damage from the tournament. So, best chapter of the fight, I think. It was just really good. It's a really good character chapter. I could rant about this chapter for quite a long time, guys, because there's just so much going into this, and there's so many good reasons as to why Rahito is now going to take the whole damn tournament. And I said, and I'm going to keep to it, because I'm taking my loss. I'm taking my loss here. So I have 3 wins and 1 loss. Now I got 3 wins and 2 losses. Now I won't update the bracket here live at the review, but I will tell you guys right now is that I am betting on Rahito regardless of the outcome of the next match. I have bet on Ryuki to beat Koga in the next match, and that might be a mistake as well, because MC plot armor does exist in Kengan. I'm not saying it completely doesn't. It's more plot convenience and plot power-ups, but not really plot armor. However, and that's why I bet on Leonardo Silva in the first round. However, that being said, it doesn't mean that plot armor doesn't exist and doesn't carry you to some degree. It definitely carries them to a degree in these tournaments, in these situations. But to win the whole damn thing as champion, I got all my money in on Rahito. Hopefully they don't do something really controversial in that final round. Rahito loses, and then it's going to be a big fucking debate. At least that's what I'm hoping. So, anyways, I'll be updating that bracket for the next review. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe as always. Fourth and most importantly, don't forget to drink, but responsibly as I always do. And we will see you beautiful people back here once again for more Kengan Omega. I mean, that crazy son of a bitch actually did it. He beat Xiao Pang. He beat him straight up. I like this chapter. I really like this chapter. What do you guys think? Let me know, and we'll see you back here next Wednesday. Bye-bye.